Welcome to round number 3. We won the die roll, so we're going to be on the play. And here we are with a sort of medium hand. I think it's just going to be a keep, though. It's definitely functional, right? I mean, we have green mana, we have 2 lands, we have an enabler, and we have a dredger, sort of another enabler here as well. So, yep, we're interested. If our first dredge doesn't go well, we're going to be sort of clunky, but hopefully that won't be a problem. We'll see. Botanical Sanctum. Okay. Well, that solves that mystery. So they're just a Whir of Invention. Lantern list. Lantern often actively good for us. Not the matchup necessarily, but the card. Looks like our opponent needed it to fuel. No, they didn't need it to fuel their opal, actually, but... Sure. Don't really see a reason to act. It's nice to know that we're going to hit another dredger. If our opponent takes Thug here, do I still dredge now? Or do I just dredge Thug? Like, I could basically turn the Neonate into Dredge Thug and my draw step into Dredge Thug, and the Neonate I get to use like whenever I want. Okay, so they just pitch it anyway. So yeah, we're definitely gonna dredge and step here. It's gonna be tough with the all the zones that are gonna be up this game, but I will do my best to make everything visible. All right, so we didn't really hit anything other than we have a loam now, in addition to that Dark Blast. So we'll dredge that loam instead. Definitely don't want to draw this Bloodghast, so dredge that. Hit a Narcomoeba. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Let's put this up here for now. Nothing to return with this loam, but I should still cast it rather than hard cast Thug, right? Maybe neither, actually. If my opponent quickly puts a bridge into play, right, the only way for me to kill them is going to be with card density through Conflagrate, but this might actually end up being a tough game for us. I guess that would mean I cast neither. I have 2 Dreaders in the yard anyway, so just dumping this loam is not necessarily what I need to do. So yeah, I guess we just pass. I wonder if there's any real consideration to drawing this Neonate. I mean, it's effectively another dredge. I'm gonna have the mana for it. Unless I was to hit Faithless Looting. Alright, opponent found an ensnaring bridge off of that. So the game is quickly going to divulge into that. Which just means I need to be trying to loam as much as possible. For actual lands, obviously. And then conflagrating on turns where I'm above 7 cards. Which means I guess I just dredge this loam. No land still. Get some damage in. I'm trying to figure out if I'm supposed to play a land. Like, there's going to be turns where I'm trying to loam into it, right? So I do need like 4 lands in play. So I guess I play one tap land here. All right. This is going to be tough, but we still actually get to attack here, which is good. Found a looting, but only the 2 lands here. I have 1 dredger, and we would be dredging this gemstone mine. So we're definitely bashing for 4 here. I guess I probably loot here. Natural draws are just really bad right now because I just need to flood my yard with lands. So maybe I do loam first so that I make sure I have more dredgers. Yeah, that's fine. It's kind of lame that we're only loaming for 2 here, but... And then I do play the 4th land, but at this point I'm not playing any more lands, I believe. I mean, I could try to work my way up to 6, so I could go like loam, but that doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, I guess maybe I should have looting that turn because that was my last chance to looting. It doesn't really matter. Thoughtseize themselves. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's still good for us. Dredge loam. Doesn't matter what I say about this neonate. It's not coming into play, or narcomoeba, excuse me. It's not coming into play due to that cage. Only 2 lands in there. I mean, we're still doing this. Is there a reason to cast? Oh, I can't cathartic, or I can't conflagrate anymore. What am I thinking? Why am I thinking I could conflagrate here? I'm totally locked, right? Other than my opponent like somehow drawing horrendously bad, which they can't because they have Codex Shredder, so it would have to be like truly, truly awful. Yeah, I guess I'm totally locked. I don't know why I'm thinking like, oh, I can't cast this Faithless Looting, but I can totally cast this. I probably should have cast this earlier, in fact. Pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, with main deck hate like this, I don't really have a way around it. Obviously, I don't have a way to blow it up. I have, like, Drain 2 off of Brutality, but that's, like, the only way I realistically have to deal damage. My opponent would have to draw things that they couldn't cast, which just doesn't really exist. So, yeah, I should be fully locked here. Let me double-check my deck list. Just being a big dummy. Thinking I could still win that game. This is some other nonsense. All right. Double checking. Yeah, I see nothing here that we would possibly be able to utilize to win this game. So, yeah, we'll pack it in. Between Cage Bridge, we shouldn't... I mean, I could hard cast if my opponent allowed me to draw a Conflagrate and I could put in, you know, 1,000,000 lands. I guess I could draw like both my Conflagrates and have like, you know, 10 mana if my opponent somehow allowed me to get to that point. But that's, I think, beyond optimistic and to the realm of unreasonable. So we will not be interested. These are 100% coming in. These are maybe coming in, and these are no's. This can be somewhere in the maybes, I guess. These are just definite no's. Not interested in Dark Blasts. Haunted Dead, I'm not interested in. I think these are important enough to have 3 of. I don't like this here. I can cut a salvage. Three, 7, 10, 12. Yeah, I can't cut another one. Man, even... Yeah, I I maybe should not have played only 3 thugs in this list. Like, I really wanted to make room for the main deck Haunted Dead, but it's probably just has to be that brutality. I think this list needs to be a 4 thug list. But I guess that's a thought for another moment. For now, how do I solve my current problem? So we're at either 1 Conflagrate, 1 Meba. I guess they also are going to have Witchbane Orb. I don't know. I'll probably cut 1 Conflagrate, I guess. I don't think I want to cut Meba or Bloodghast. Have a Dredger, have some way to beat hate, but no enabler. That does check 2 of the 3 boxes, but I think in this matchup, a hand like this is just going to be far too slow on average, so we'll ship it. This hand has, I guess there's really 4 boxes, right? Because I also need the 2 lands. So this hand has Amoeba, which puts it on basically being a 5. But more importantly, has enablers, 3 of them even. Has a way to beat hate, a particularly good one, our best way to beat hate. But only 1 land and no Dredger. I mean, I get my Scry. I can take some natural draws. I mean, I think, gosh, I really shouldn't be keeping a hand that needs 2 things. I should probably have gone to 5. I think I wanted to keep this too bad. I think this is a mull to 5. Shredder. Come on, play a lantern. Alright. Take a natural draw. No, we spread that to the bottom. Just kidding. I'm sure it's a different one. Get you with this. So discard loam, no dredge. All right, did it. Okay. So if they have like cage discard spell, I get real punished. But if they just have cage or just have discard spell, not casting grudge now is fine. So we're going to try to dredge out some stuff here before we worry about this bridge. Well, that was disappointing. We did another grudge, I guess. But other than that, that was definitely not great. Did not add anything to the board and only hit a Bloodghast to potentially add later. That does not bode well for this game. Okay, well, they do have a discard spell, so can they also produce a cage? Because that's going to be real bad for me if they can. Well, then I'm not getting word for cage. Do you just have a cage as your last card? All right. So we obviously have both grudges, but not 2 green sources anyway. So I'm probably on like cast loam for Gorge Confluence, Gemstone Mine, play Gorge, get back Bloodghast, attack for 1. and then have Dredge up. Sure, that helps. I might still want to Dredge Loam, but I do really need to get some action in play here, so maybe not. But with all the conflagrates, probably still interested. Opponent is not far off from recurring bridge with a Shredder, but I guess that's totally fine, because that takes them a while, and I have another grudge. They probably should have not done that, actually, because they could have used the Opal to set up. All right, that was decent. We got a Narcomoeba and a Prize Amalgam. Happy about that. Loam these lands. So the question becomes, do we play a land and conflagrate our opponent for 6? Or do we wait and next turn either just conflagrate for 8? I guess we just wait. And this way we get to leave up Grudge, actually. Yeah, okay, we definitely just wait. I could cast, like, Stinky or Thug. No, that's just definitely doesn't make any sense, because it's -2 cards for +1 power. That's not even helpful. So yeah, we just leave up Grudge here. If they draw Cage off the top, we'll have to grudge the Shredder in response, and hopefully we'll still be okay with the beats that we can put through in the meantime. Opponent drew Inquisition, apparently. So the Surgicals are the only thing in the board that I would really heavily consider here. Just don't think I have room with the sort of 5 cards I'm bringing in just being dramatically more important overall, but obviously there's times where they can definitely recur the bridge a bunch, but usually we can set it up so that we hit hard enough that it doesn't really matter if they have the ability to recur the bridge, and we just want to, like, blow up the bridge and then hit them for a bunch. So yeah, I think this is fine. Enabler, Dredger, some payoff, no ability to beat hate, and not really any explosiveness, plus an amoeba, but I just don't really see myself mulliganing 2 lands Faithless Looting Dredger. So we will not. Hand is just too functional, I guess, for me to be too excited about mulliganing. Neonate's not bad. Let's see what else we find here. Gorge, less exciting. I guess it's just these here. Depending on how my Dredge goes, I could, like, discard Bloodghast off of the Neonate. Like, if I hit a bunch of Dredgers, for example, I would definitely, like, play Neonate, discard Bloodghast, Dredge. Gemstone Mine on top, not going to be particularly helpful, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, that stinks. Lose my Neonate. Could just hardcast the Bloodghast next turn, but that doesn't get my Prize Amalgam into play, so we'll see what we hit off this Stinky. Just Loam lands Cathartic. Well, that's not great. Yeah, I'm hardcasting something this turn. I guess it's going to be Bloodghast. I could have... I guess I should have played this if I was going to cast Thug, but I could have cast Thug here, or even Narcomoeba, I suppose. Since next turn I'm going to be able to, like, flash back this looting. I'm probably going to have other stuff to pitch other than this Bloodghast anyway, though, and I think I'd rather just get the extra piece of power in play. We're hoping to sort of hit an Archimedes for this Amalgam next turn anyway. They just drew Shredder? Yeah, okay. So worst part about playing Lantern while recording, or while playing against Lantern while recording or streaming, is that, like, I'll be talking about stuff and then they'll draw it and be like, oh yeah, I just didn't even look. I was talking about something else. Like, whereas if I'm just like playing them in paper or whatever, I don't have to be focusing on other stuff or just playing offline or whatever. So looks like we're just going for the looting here. No real appeal. Well, I guess I have no dredgers. So there's an argument for loam some lands, especially with loam on top. Yeah, it's unfortunate that this is slow, but it's going to be slow either way with where we're at, so. Let's return these. I mean, I guess I might as well not pay life if we're doing it that way, so. Untapped lands only. Don't care about paying life, so this way is the way we're doing it. I mean, I could have cast, like, Thug or Amoeba this turn, I guess, instead of that, but this seems far better, obviously. Not getting a power into play, but, oh shoot, they just drew a, so yeah, I did it again. Oh well. Okay. They're going to take our Narcomoeba here, yep. Opal. Emptying their hand. I mean, they must have access to a bridge or a whir here, right? Yeah, this looks like a whir. They paid a life off of this. Yeah, definitely a whir. Whir for bridge. We don't yet have a way to blow it up, but we don't have to worry about cage yet. So we dredge this. So now we're going to dig aggressively. Only one dredger, but we have plenty of lootings at this point. This is definitely the way to go. Gotta find an ancient grudge. See what we hit here. All right, not bad. Also conflagrate, not bad. Discard stinky thug. Narcomoeba. Prized amalgam finally coming in. And we'll grab this bloodghast as well. Conflagrate, looting, looting, looting. All right. Get these into play as soon as possible because of cage. If my opponent does land a cage at some point here, that's good for them. Stirrings. If my opponent does land a cage, we'll just have to take a bunch of natural draws, which is not so bad at this point. Ooh, another bridge. Might be better to take natural draws at this stage. Problem is they already have Academy Ruins, and I don't yet have lethal on the table, right? 3, 5, 7, 8. I mean, I guess that would kill them between that and Conflagrate. I have 5 outs, and only 2 of them can be flashbacked. So yeah, I think we're just on like... Oh, I should should probably be looking at the top of my library. That might help, right? Little loose there. Should have dredged there. Obviously, this lantern's helping me a little bit. My mistake. I apologize. Let's start with this looting though. Now that we're already here. This Neonite's not a bad draw. We're definitely gonna draw that. Bloodghast is a bad draw. But obviously, I'm putting myself at risk of hitting Decay and Revelry, right? So I think I dredged less here to put myself less likely, but I mean, I'm also putting myself more likely to hit grudges, right? I'm probably supposed to just dredge 5. I think I'm getting a little bit too, yeah. Dredge this Revelry, unfortunately. Discard Stinkweed. Loam? So I can have a smaller dredger in there if I want. No, I already had a loam. Either way, it doesn't matter. play this so that I have an instant speed way to draw a card. Don't play a land. I don't care about returning this Bloodghast anyway. Should probably just start loaming up for my 2 Conflagrates before my opponent can produce a cage. So they draw Bauble here. Spire on top. Yeah, so I'm going to dredge a loam here, even though I already have one. I'm not interested in using this yet. I really actually just want this to be a cantrip. That's harder for them to interact with because of the Shredder. We hit the other Conflagrate. That at least is good. No grudges yet. Gonna return this Amalgam. That's a fine one to draw as well. So I think it's time to cast a Conflagrate. Since I sort of lose the ability to do this if they find a way to produce a cage, right? So I have 8 cards, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess you could argue I want to hold one of these. So that if I like looting into Grudge or looting into Hate. Oh, also I don't have the card for Neonate now. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to have held 1 card. That's my bad. Not playing this game particularly well. You might even say poorly. You might. We'll stick with not particularly well. How about that? We get this Amalgam. Relevant question mark. Opponent mills that. They're going to draw Pithing Needle instead. Pithing Needle. Don't think we care. They sack Bauble. Are they going to draw this Pithing Needle? Yes. Then they draw another bridge. What am I missing? They're excited about this Pithing Needle, right? They drew it on purpose. I mean, they could have milled it. So, with the third bridge that they're going to cast here, we're sort of off the blow of your bridges plan, right? I mean, that's just not what we're into, but this whole Inventor Sphere thing is going to cause us issues as well. I guess not in time, right? We can loam up to 3, loam up to 6, Conflagrate. That doesn't work the way they think it does it, right? Like, are they just trying to scare me off of doing it? There's no activated. This is flashback. That's not an activated ability. I think they're just trying to scare me. So we just dredge. They don't gain life off of this in time. They only have 1 draw step. Nothing relevant to return here. So yeah, I mean, as much as I'm okay with drawing this. Definitely wouldn't want this to get discarded, for example. So we just loam now. Also, we won't have all the mana to do everything next turn. There's definitely no reason not to just do this. Then I say go loam Conflagrate. There's probably a better line that I'm missing here, but it doesn't involve blowing up bridges anymore, so it doesn't involve attacking. So it really should just be around this Conflagrate. My opponent is making me paranoid that I'm just severely missing something here, but there's nothing activated here, right? We're just flashing back, paying an additional cost, or paying the cost rather of discarding cards. Is flashback an activated ability? It's just an alternate cost. Whatever. I mean, we're dedicated. It was lit up, right? Because if not, I need to be going for the natural draws, blow up a bunch of stuff line. There's no great place to put this anymore without it being very small. All right. Enough of me being paranoid. Let's do the thing. We should be good here. I mean, I'll give it to my opponent. They did put the fear in me that I had somehow screwed that all up. All right, we did it. I will see you in the following round in just one moment.